Welcome back. Ever wonder what happens to that old computer or television set that you're getting rid of? 90% of electronic waste goes straight to the landfill, taking with it valuable metals such as copper and gold, as well as hazardous materials such as lead and cadmium. But now a unique three-way partnership is keeping an increasing amount of e-waste out of landfills. Not only that, it's helping disadvantaged kids. Pat Jefflin has this special report on the success of computers for kids.
3 years ago, about 25 tons of electronic waste was being dumped off at the Essex-Windsor Solid Waste Transfer Station in Windsor. Last year, 70 tons.
From January to July of 2006, we've already brought 55 metric tons into the site. So it's, of course, growing.
And until recently, all of it was going straight to the landfill. But now, the CAW Local 200 initiative called Computers for Kids is taking all this electronic waste. They're turning it into money to help their charity.
As you can see, we take everything from microwave ovens and old televisions. We've got a fax machine here. We take that. We've got old computers. We've got a VCR over there. We've got old printers and the monitors. Anything e-waste, we take it.
Computers for Kids was the dream of John McCloskey. In 2004, he inspired his union to help him collect used computers and fix them up for disadvantaged kids. The organization grew and grew and grew. 450 children who would never have had a computer now have one. But as the program grew, so did the waste.
32 megs of RAM, now good because it will not, it's with today's technology, it's surpassed. That gets recycled. Now we got let's see, 64. That is good. That is stuff like that would go into a bin like that, and that would be reused and redone and go into another computer.
I would say maybe 25% of what comes in, we can find some value in it, and we kind of piece together the parts to make a whole system.
As we collected donations, we had a growing number of components and computers that we couldn't use because of their age or condition. So we started looking at recycling and then using those funds to help to support the program.
This summer, a recycling plant in Tilbury was starting up a new branch called e-waste recycling. They quickly found a common interest with Computers for Kids.
They were looking for somebody to recycle the plastic as we were becoming more involved in electronic recycling.
The plastic cases for the old computers are ground up and turned into pellets that are used to make new plastic products.
These help us create volume and get us plastic products, and we believe that we've helped them recycle their products that they otherwise wouldn't be able to recycle.
Computers for Kids was then able to expand its partnership with the Solid Waste Authority. Now the group's volunteers pick up about 5 tons of e-waste here every week.
We'll take anything that's electronic, and we'll take any metals too.
People don't want to fix them, so we gotta, scrap them.
Businesses with e-waste have to pay if they drop it off here or send it to a recycler. But Computers for Kids will take it off their hands for free. They'll even pick up large loads at no charge.
A lot of the companies here in Windsor or the school boards, we try to encourage them to take their waste straight to Computers for Kids instead of bringing it here. That way we won't have to handle it twice.
Volunteer Derek McCloskey has become expert at dismantling old computers.
One day, 150, that's my record.
All the organization done by Computers for Kids is paying big dividends. The group is getting $4,000 a month for its e-waste. While the plastics are dealt with in Tilbury, the rest is processed at Great Lakes Electronics in Detroit, a partner company of e-waste recycling. The policy here is that nothing goes to landfill.
We do approximately 70,000 pounds a day of this kind of material, so maybe this is worth a nickel, but 70,000 pounds of it day in and day out adds up with time. You really don't want this going into a landfill. But there's worse stuff that I'll show you as well. Every one of these screens has a lead covering so that the radiation produced doesn't get to the consumer. This is the stuff you really don't want to hit the landfill.
With no end in sight to the growth of electronic waste, Computers for Kids' already phenomenal growth is poised to continue. Pat Jefflin, CBC News, Detroit.
And you can reach Computers for Kids at 519-253-5437, and the group's website is www.computerkids.cawlocal200.org. Time now for another quick break, and when we come back, we'll have our weather forecast.